Hey everybody, this is Craig Faniani from the Sacramento Jazz Education Foundation, and I'm back to do a little bit of Q&A on the intervals that we just talked about in the last lesson. In the education business, we call this checking for understanding. So let's give this a shot, see if we can decipher these. A couple things to remember. If you're in a major scale, all the intervals that are in the major scale starting from the root are either major or perfect, and then you adjust from there. And then you also want to think about your circle of fifths to make sure you're in the right key signature, and also use your alphabet. I know I keep saying that, but it just keeps coming up over and over about how to kind of figure out the academic side of these things. So let's get started. As we look at each interval, at that point you should pause the screen if you don't want to hear the explanation, okay? And I'll put a little pause thing out there that reminds you. It'll be like a spoiler alert, okay? Good. Here is a list of the intervals that we're going to analyze. So if you'd like to, do a quick screenshot or write them down. Our first interval is C to G. All right, so here are the rules. The first thing you're going to do is figure out the number that goes with the letter. So C, D, E, F, G. C, D, E, F, G. It's a fifth. It's a fifth. All right? The next question you're going to ask yourself, is it perfect or imperfect? Well, a fifth is in the perfect side of things. And then the third rule is to adjust from there. Now, as we already spoke about, the perfect and the major intervals are in the scale. So, is the G note in the C major scale? It is. So it's a perfect fifth, a P5 as it were. Okay, P5. All right, interval number 2, C to A flat. All right, rule number 1, what's the number? C, D, E, F, G, A. It's a sixth. Is it perfect or imperfect? It's imperfect. Okay, is it in the major scale? Well, A is the sixth of C. This is not an A, this is an A flat. So that means we're lowering at 1, which there are 4 choices on an imperfect interval: diminished, minor, major, and augmented. All right, so if the major is A and we're 1/2 step below, it's simply minor sixth. It's the minor sixth. Next interval, E flat to G. E flat to G. What's the number that goes with E flat to G? E, F, G. It's a third, an imperfect interval. Is the G in the E flat scale? Well, the E flat scale has 3 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat. I didn't mention G, so G is in the E flat scale. So that is a major third. Major third. All right, next one. E flat to G flat. Same idea. The G would be the major third, so if we're lowering it a 1/2 step, it's simply the minor third. We didn't even have to do the letter number thing or the imperfect perfect thing because we knew that from the previous one. All right, next interval, F to B. F to B. F, G, A, B. It's a fourth. It's a perfect interval. That means we have 3 choices. We have diminished, we have perfect, and we have augmented. All right, is the B in the F scale? Well, as I recall, the key of F has 1 flat, which is B flat. So B flat would be the perfect fourth. B flat would be the perfect fourth. Where is B from B flat? It's a 1/2 step up. So this is called an augmented fourth. Did you get that one? I hope so. Okay, now we're going to have D to E flat. D to E flat. D to E flat. It's a second. That means it's imperfect, and we have 4 choices: diminished, minor, major, and augmented. Is the E flat in the D scale? The D scale has only sharps, so we can eliminate that part of it. So what is the E that's in the D scale? It's an E natural. This is E flat, so it's down a 1/2 step from major, so it's a minor second. It's a minor second. Well, we also know that the chromatic scale is built on minor seconds. So that also kind of verifies what we're saying here too. Next interval, D to C. D all the way up to C. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It's a seventh. That's an imperfect interval. All right. The key of D has two sharps. It has an F sharp and a C sharp. So C sharp would be the major seventh of a D. This is a half step below the major seventh. So it's the minor seventh. It's the minor seventh. This is the one that shows up in the Mixolydian scale, which you all know because of lesson number something. I don't know. All right, next, B to C, B to C. If you look on the piano, you see B to C, and there's two white notes, and you're thinking, oh, that's a whole step. It's not. It's a half step. So let's see how that works. The key of B has 5 sharps. So you know that one of them's got to be a C because C is the second sharp you would add. So C sharp is the major second for B. And this is B to C natural. So we're coming down a half step to get to the minor second. Again, that's a half step. And so that's the same thing we have in a chromatic scale, which are all half steps. All right, now we're going to go G to C sharp. G up to C sharp. G, A, B, C. It's a fourth. It's a perfect interval. It's either going to be diminished, perfect, or augmented. All right, what's the perfect fourth of G? You probably know. G has an F sharp. It has nothing to do with the C. So G, the fourth of G, perfect fourth of G is a C. This is a C sharp. So we're pushing that perfect fourth up a half step, and we're going to get to an augmented fourth then. Okay. Okay, last one. You're probably an expert on this by now, but let's do it anyway. A to E flat, A to E flat, A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. It's a fifth. That means it's a perfect interval. And let's adjust. There are sharps in A, not flats. So this note needs adjusting. A to E is the perfect fifth. So this is lowered a half step. So that's going to put us into that diminished category. This is then a diminished fifth. Okay, hope you did well on that. The next lesson coming up is going to be about chords. We're going to finally get to talk about chords. All right, well, we'll see you then. This is Craig Faniani for the Sacramento Jazz Education Foundation, signing off. Thanks for listening.